Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be a TVZ featuring Serral and ByuN here on 2000 Atmospheres. Bottom left, it is ByuN, and in top right, we got Serral. Serral got knocked out of DreamHack last chance in the group stages. He lost to DRG twice in a best-of-3 series. Two best-of-3 series. DRG came out ahead both times. And I don't know. Kind of feel like maybe Serral just wanted to get out of DreamHack last chance to avoid showing the builds that he's using for Katowice. He doesn't really need to go far. Well, doesn't need to do anything in DreamHack last chance to qualify for Katowice. So, maybe some metagaming going on. But DRG, if he won fair and square, then holy smokes. DRG is maybe on his way back? We'll have to see. ZVZ is such a coin flip matchup. Coin flip matchup, not coin flick matchup. Grief. Come on, English, we can do this. Meanwhile, Serral's pool firsting, by the way. Did he just 12 pool this thing? I think he did. Either way, it was a fast pool. We're going to SCV scout ByuN. Friend of all Terrans everywhere. You need to he's skipping the SCV scout. Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal for Sir ByuN, who, again, was a monster back in 2012, 2013. I remember watching games with him and just being like, he is unstoppable. Widow Mines are too good. Zerg has no answer. Anyway, he's not going Reaper either. ByuN has been skipping Reaper more often than not. And, this is so problematic. This is such a problem for ByuN. He doesn't have anything. He has no units but SCVs right now. He's going to start making some Marines in about 3 seconds, but they have to produce. These Lings are taking a path they don't really need to take, but, you know, better safe than sorry here from Serral. Crikey. All right, so this command center is in trouble. Lings are going to show up. There's Marines being produced. They're almost done. But unupgraded Marines versus Lings do not fare super well in small numbers like this. So yeah, so the Lings come in, and they're like, let's see what's up here. Oh, there's Marines. We can chase those suckers down. We're going to kill this SCV. We're going to force SCVs off the line here to actually kill these dudes. Excellent. Very good. And this is going as well for Serral as you could expect, honestly. He's running around, gets a full scout with these Lings. He sees no second gas. He sees the 3 racks opening, and he's like, okay, so I'm expecting a ton of Marines early. I delayed the second phase for ByuN. This is great. I'm doing totally fine. I'm getting speed, pulling all workers about 1 off of the gas. I love that a lot. Maybe getting a third now or so, about 3 minutes from Serral. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing, and he sees. It's like, okay, so there are 3 racks. Like, there's very little things that we can do here other than a ton of Marines. Like, maybe some Marauders, I guess. But we're not going to have to deal with Hellions or Liberators or, Siege Tanks or Widow Mines. This is just straight up Marines pushing across the map, trying to kill Serral now. And it is in the hands of ByuN, who is an absolute boss. And who is abjectly terrifying. So we'll see how we can do with this, y'all. Third base, the Queens are ready to go. 2 Queens can handle a decent number of Marines like this. I wouldn't worry about it. If I was Serral, the Marines are going to take a little bit of HP off of this hatch. He has to spread the creep out, though. Nah, the Queens can defend. That's the whole point of them being slow, is they can defend. Slowlings trying to... oh my gosh, a Queen dies really easily. Dude, I thought 2 Queens and a handful of Slowlings could handle this, but it's dicey. It's dicey. Touch and go here. Creep spread. Pushing further out this way. He needs to send it now if he can. Getting creep to the other side of this hatch would be nice. And actually, the ByuN does head home. Because he's got... actually, he knows there's Lings over here. And surprise attack! Speedlings! Nom 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 nom. Gonna eat all of these Marines for breakfast. Goodbye. Goodbye, Marines. All right, that was good. That was good. That did force Serral to make a lot more Lings than he wanted to, so he's only... well, actually, he's at 35 workers. He's doing okay. Serral's one of those Zergs where it's like, oh, he had to make 40 Lings early. His economy's going to be terrible, but it's like, you know what? Nope, it's fine. The economy is doing great. Combat Shield coming in for ByuN just now finishing up. Beautiful stuff. Thank you for the Game Heart interface add-on for that. Quick plug, while it's a little bit slow here, if you do want to watch me cast live StarCraft 2 action in games there's no chance you've seen before because they're live, you gotta check out africatv.com/laughingames. I cast out there with him as part of the Africa World Invitational thing every couple weeks. We get 4 different players to show up. We do 2 semifinals and a finals, and it's a ton of fun and it's great. If you want to see the VODs for those, you can check them out at youtube.com/laughingames. I guess I'll put a link to those in the description. And you can see me and him casting together, casting great players like ByuN, right? Like Stats before he left. I mean, we got Dong Rei Gu, we get Rogue, we get Classic, we get Hero, I mean, Cure, all sorts of elite Korean and foreigner players here. Mostly Koreans. Apparently it's been hard to convince foreigners to come play, which is intriguing. But anyway, back to the game at hand here. If I forget to put those links in, let me know. Let me know in a comment. I read every comment anyone ever makes on any of these videos. So leave a comment and I will see it, guaranteed. Baneling Nest coming up here from Serral. Marines, once again. Composition here is 29 Marines and 2 siege tanks, man. I guess he also does have a single medevac. This is where things can get dicey for a Zerg player, because he's trying to drone up, he's trying to tech up. He's trying to do a million different things, right? And at 7 minutes, there's suddenly a Marine, tank, Widowmine, medevac, kind of an army right at his front doorstep, and you just have to make enough units to hold it, but not overmake units, so you're slowing everything else down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's slow Banes, Queens, and Lings that have to deal with this. Tanks setting up behind the rocks so that it's harder to jump right on top of them with these Zerglings. Centrifugal Hooks is actually not even on the way, so slow Banelings it's going to be for some time here. Lair is done. Excellent. Très bien. And Creep Spread doing very good here from Serral too. So I'm kind of surprised ByuN didn't go for that. Again, this is honestly one of the times that it's very scary for a Zerg player, and ByuN just kind of looked at it. And maybe it was a feint. Maybe he just forced out a ton of units for Serral that Serral did not want to make. And he's making more Lings and everything. He's at 54 workers. Like I said, Centrifugal Hooks was delayed, which is going to make it harder for him to be aggressive. Serral's 4th base is now coming up here. 3rd command center completing for ByuN back home. He's making just so many barracks. Holy cow. So many barracks here today. It's going to come down to Baneling hits, man. It just is. Going to need some amazing Baneling connections on these Marines. We don't have time to get Infestors out or Vipers or Abducts on those tanks or anything like that. Liberators are coming in here too. It's Ling, Bane, Queen all the way. Oh, Serral's 4th base is going to die to these siege tanks. And attacking on the right side here too. ByuN, oh, I love this from him. He gets the 4th base. These guys can be picked up at leisure. Very nicely done by ByuN. That kind of rhymes, I guess. It certainly does. Man, can ByuN do this? It is a very Marine-heavy composition. I guess he's making more and more Liberators, though. His 3rd base lands nakedly, but I mean, if you're keeping the pressure up on the Zerg, maybe not well enough. We got a lot of Lings and Banes here. Oh, I love this setup here. Tanks firing on these Queens. Liberator draining a lot of energy off these Queens here. Yeah, they're alive. None of them died, but the energy levels are drained quite heavily in that situation. Siege tanks. High ground position, covering this 3rd base. Love that. Very smart here on 2000 Atmospheres. Terran players, put tanks here. You're not going to regret it, y'all. So look at that. I guess that was a 5th base, right? Serral's, yeah. So this group gets avenged. Oh, 12 kills and 8 kills. The tanks do not get picked up. But man, they're doing a ton of damage before they die. 21 kills on that tank before it goes down. And bam, a hatch, 3rd hatch does go down. It was previously bruised and injured. Serral needs to go. And he is. He's going for it. Baneling busts the front. Goes after the SCV line. SCVs are not even getting pulled. He's worried about that. The Marines over there. 8 SCVs go down. Pretty good pull, actually, in the end. Not too shabby. Lings are on the mineral line, and sure, shooting them with your tank kills the Lings, but also kills your SCVs, and 24 SCVs die. Liberators causing all sorts of problems. On the other side here, sure, 26 SCVs died, but Liberators just wreaking havoc over here, too. Third base by ByuN might need to get picked up, but no. These Marines are ready to go. They got the 1-1 upgrades. They're working on 2-2. This is incredibly chaotic TVZ for sure. This is a good one. This is a really, really good one. I'm liking it from both of these players here. ByuN is holding strong against Serral, the monster Juna. The best player ever to come out of Finland for StarCraft, without a doubt. The first foreigner to ever win a world championship. The first foreigner to take it to the Koreans in a way that nobody really necessarily saw coming. That year of Serral was a good one, man. And has he repeated it? No. But I think that's mostly because other Europeans have seen him and been inspired by him, and they're his roadblocks. More than anything else, he got knocked out by Raynor in more premier tournaments than anybody else, I think, over the last couple of years. That kid's a monster. 2-2 coming in for Serral for his Lings and his Banelings and his Ultralisks, if those ever end up happening. Just clear and creep, man. Just, you know, and then the Lings show up and you pick up and everybody gets out but one dude. Serral's replanting his hatcheries as they're dying, with the exception of this third base unloaded. A bit of a danger zone there and loses a ton of stuff for sure. Yeah, man, this Ling Bane stuff, even off creep, feeling pretty good about it. That's a lot of Banelings. Like, look, if your opponent's going for, ooh, nice tank splash, though. 20 kills, siege tank, woo. 8 kills and 9 kills on those two. They are racking up them kills. Racking up them kills. Oh, this is good. Why is he transferring as a... Doesn't he want the gas in these bases? What's he doing? Maybe he's more heavy on mineral needs right now. He's producing a ton of drones, though. Ling's going to try to knock down these rocks. They can get about almost a 360 surround on this thing. Like a 270 or something. It is 161 to 171. Supply income is down in ByuN's favor at the moment. Just making sure this creep spread doesn't go crazy on him. I like it. He's done a great job clearing creep today. He's killed a total of 19 creep tumors in the first 12 minutes, which is just great. Unloads in a position that's really hard for Lings to deal with. And oh, actually, you know what? The Lings are doing fine. Surprisingly doing very well. I mean, that was a Baneling attack, right? Where did they even... Oh, just a little Ling run by here. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. That was some friendly fire tank splash for sure on those SCVs. I mean, of the 25 SCVs that have died today, I think half of those are due to tank fire friendly splash. Another attack up this way. And Serral's like, look, if you're just going to make Marines, I'm going to make Lings and Banelings and Queens all day long. And then get into Ultralisks, and then you're going to die. That said, pretty happy to continue making these Lings for now. Not interested in taking up crazy fast. Doesn't even have a hive yet. It is 2-2 upgrades for ByuN. He's got his 3-3 on the way here, too. Is that another hatch going to go down? Yeah, man. Serral's going to let this thing die. As we always say, the more hatcheries you kill in a TVZ, the better off you are. And I guess Protoss is the same thing. Pick him up. This is the problem with going Lingbane Queen, is that pickups are very effective. I don't know. Third base is back for Serral. He's replanted that one. He's got a new fifth base along down this right side at about the 9 o'clock position. ByuN's only on 3 bases, right? So if ByuN could maybe, I don't know, upgrade to a 4th base, that'd be great for him. The vision that Serral has, though, at potential 4th base locations is just perfect. It's just absolutely beautiful. Banelings off creep, doesn't matter. Enough to crush that. ByuN maybe trying to take down this. This is an insanely good ZVT. ByuN, you absolute madman. He's losing so much stuff too to little Ling run-bys. That hatch is getting transfused to try to keep it alive. But no, it's not enough. The Marine with +2 attack and stim. The support of Medivacs here. The hatch goes down. Serral just dutifully moves his drones down to this 9 o'clock base we were talking about just a second earlier. So 3-3 finishing up for ByuN is going to be a big deal. He really needs a fourth, man. There's that infantry weapons level 3 coming in 10 seconds away. I don't think that ByuN knows. This is, I mean, we're at 15, 16 minutes. And Serral has not made anything but Lings and Banes and Queens thus far. And it's a very heavy Marine comp, obviously, with Liberators. Liberators are actually pretty bad against Lings. Yeah, they one-shot them, but their attack speed is slow. So if you try to attack, like you're trying to kill a ton of Lings with a Liberator, you're just not going to be able to in time before all of your stuff is dead. Ah, surprise reinforcements. Nope. The surround is real. Serral's like, I love Lingbane Queen. You're not making any Widow Mines at all. This is great. My Lings and Banes are way more effective than they otherwise should be. Seriously, incorporating Widow Mines into this would be amazing, but it is. We are not changing the story here. ByuN lifts off his main to make a fourth base. That's what the plan is here today. Man, bottom right base coming in from Serral. He's trying to sneak that one in, I think. And now maybe he has some time to tech up. He's getting Hydralisk Den. Probably going to be for Lurkers if I had to guess what we're doing here, but I don't know. The income's heavily favoring Serral. The resources lost here. Serral's lost a bunch more, 5,000 resources more, but he's got so many more bases. And he's got 57 workers. And sure, he's lost 11 drones today, but 32 SCVs have died. 12 o'clock base for Serral's going to die for the second time today. Another scan, right? And by that I mean not another scan. We're just going to wander onto creeping and obliterate. What the heck is this? ByuN just move commanded into a Baneling sideline. Okay. Alright, that is not good at all. Yeah, so we're actually going for Hydralisk upgrade. So Hydraling Bane maybe here. Not necessarily Lurkers at all. I mean, obviously the option is still there, but Hydraling Bane against this seems pretty good. He does need some anti-air to deal with the Liberators and the medevacs and stuff. He's killed exactly 1 medevac today, which isn't great. And just, again, rolling in to this third base. Friendly fire tank splash. That's a 60-kill siege tank. But so many of those kills are also SCVs. It's not ideal. And ByuN really wants to take down this 9 o'clock. There's a million queens here, though. Not quite enough siege tanks to really wreck that at all. Oh, Ling's getting into ByuN's fourth because it's not a planetary because he lifted the orbital in from his main. Oh, this is insane stuff here. So the Lings don't have adrenal because there's not a hive. So I can't yell at Serral for not having adrenal glands. So everyone who's tired of hearing me say that is pretty happy. Serral retaking the 12 o'clock. He's taking another base up at the 11 o'clock position. I just don't know about this. Serral's got a massive advantage here in overall supply, coming from all directions, and ByuN just cannot handle the sheer number of Lings and Banes here. This is what happens when you don't make Widow Mines, everybody watching, right? It doesn't happen. It's hard to deal with Lings and Banes on this magnitude, even off creep, if you don't have any Widow Mines to deal with the huge amounts of splash damage and like one-shot ginormous groups of Banelings, right? Third base under siege again, although there's a bunker and a Liberator, and the siege tank now has 71 kills. That's pretty good stuff. Marie, they get the 9 o'clock, but Serral's like, I'm cool with it, because I'm expanding up this way, too. Liberator shuts down the 12 o'clock, though. That's pretty good stuff. This is an insane ZVT. Both players have lost so much already. 27,000 and 20,000 in the first 18 minutes is a big, big number. Liberator says, no, you're not mining here either. I'm going to kill your larva, which is actually super, super good to kill. If you can kill larva easily with Liberators, you should do it. Honestly, like, a bunker down here would be amazing for ByuN. But he's accepting the losses. He's killed 600 Zerglings already. Serral is not getting a hive today. I feel like he's styling, right? He's trying to make a point here against ByuN. Will it backfire? Will it bite him in the butt if he tries to be like, I don't need a hive. I don't need 3-3 for my Lings and my Banelings. I don't need adrenal glands either. Let's just make it obvious I'm not going for adrenal. And he just evacuates here. Maybe he saturates that bottom right. I don't know. Oh, this third base dying. This is what I'm talking about. One Liberator cannot save all of your SCVs and mules at a base. ByuN's going to kill a ton of hatcheries. He's already killed 4. This is going to be a 5th one. But he's just not doing good enough job defending his own stuff. This being a planetary would be so much better. And, you know, taking down both of these bases simultaneously be pretty awesome, I think. And the 3rd base for ByuN. 19 SCVs have died just now. A total of 61 have gone down here. Once again, Liberators can't do much. Siege, okay, Siege Tank Fire is a splash damage, but it doesn't one-shot these Banelings like a Widow Mine would. ByuN is old-schooling it, man. Actually, old school would be Widow Mines. So I don't know what he's doing either. He's like, I can beat Serral without Widow Mines. And Serral's like, I can beat ByuN without Adrenal Glands and without 3/3 upgrades for my Lings and my Banelings. And it's like, are you sure? I mean, look at the number. 6 hatcheries have died today. Cease hatchery. He's trying to set up that surround again. I see you back here. He's going to try to surround this Terran army as well as he can, coming from that backside. ByuN watching his back that time. Ooh. Baneling's going down. Baneling's a really nice split. 6 splits. The right side not going super well, but trying to split again against a huge number of Banes and actually shoving this back with the Liberator support here. This is insane for ByuN. It's 112 to 105 supply at 21 minutes. The deaths have been intense here. An unsupported group of Marines dies after getting 10 drone kills, which is perfection. Baneling's getting some connections there. Liberator's setting up just to make it harder for Lings to do much of anything in this situation. Serral's making 20 Zerglings. They're almost panic-lings here. Dude, is ByuN gonna win? He does! He wins it! ByuN! Are you kidding me? ByuN wins it in 21 minutes and a very weird TVZ. Extremely strange TVZ, wherein not a Widow Mine was made and there was no hive from Serral in 21 minutes. It's almost like these guys sat down and said, okay, so we're going to have some weird constraints on this game. And Serral's like, all right, I won't get hive. How about that? So I'm not going to get lurkers because I can't get upgrades for them. I'm not going to get adrenal. My Lings and Banes will not be as good as they can be. And ByuN's like, all right, cool. So on my end, I'll handicap myself by not getting a planetary fortress at any of my bases, which he didn't, and by not making any Widow Mines whatsoever. It's going to be Marines, it's going to be Liberators, it's going to be Medivacs. That's it, man. I guess some Siege Tanks too. And Serral's like, done. You got it. And this is the result. We end up losing 700 Zerglings, 6 hatcheries died, 61 SCVs, and 30 drones. Just a bloodbath on both sides here. Serral ends up losing 37,000 resources to ByuN's 26,000. And just, oh, so good. Just such a good ZVT. And ByuN takes down Serral, the monster that every Terran player hates playing against. I think every Terran player hates playing against Serral. I really do. Man alive. That was a good one for your Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed that, because that was crazy, and that is not a ZVT you're going to see again anytime soon. Widow Mines are such a staple of this, and Hive Tech is such a staple of this. You guys have played against each other a lot, I guess. All right, so that is going to be it for me today, though. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.